Hello everyone. Let us talk about the biggest hurdle in the student's life, that is phone addiction. Not only in the student's life, but also general people, working professionals face a lot of problems due to their addiction towards the mobile phone. Mobile phone is a double-edged sword which can be used for benefits. There are endless number of benefits of mobile phone, internet, like learning something. We can learn any most of the skills, most of the computer based skills we can learn on mobile phone at through internet. But the flip side is that it is very much addictive. The apps which are made today are made in such a way that they are addictive. Like clicking on the icon of a certain app gives us a certain rush of dopamine in our mind, and hence they are very addictive. There are many drawbacks of phone addiction. According to a survey, about 4 to 5 hours is the time spent by an average adult on mobile phone, and we are wake up at about 15 to 16 hours. So it is like giving away 30% of our life to just 150-gram gadget. This is a very concerning thing, because many a times it is seen that we are not doing the desirable things on the mobile phone. We are just scrolling some apps, messaging messaging endlessly for hours, or we are just seeing others photos and videos, and we are just passing time. There are a lot of disadvantages also, like most of us know. First is that there are a lot of depression and anxiety issues because of the excess usage of mobile phone and social media. Also, there is an inferiority complex by the overuse of social media, because on social media we know that everybody wants to show their best side, their positive side. So many times people associate and relate and compare themselves with the models on the social media, and they get the inferiority complex also. Another thing is that a lot of health issues are there due to the excess mobile usage. Like the posture of people are very bad because they hunch on the couches, and the spine and the vertebral column damages due to it in a long term perspective. And also acute pains are also there. Another thing is that eyesight of people are really getting worse, because in the recent times we have seen that when the COVID pandemic was there, then we all moved to the gadgets, and hence a lot of eyesight problems were seen in children, especially because their screen time went as high as up to 10 hours, so which is very huge. Another thing is that the productivity goes very down, because as we are busy in a very excessive dopamine pleasure giving source, that is mobile phone and social media, etc., then our productivity is very less, because it is not only the time consumed, but when we are not consuming the content on the social media, then also our some part of our mind is busy processing the information that we have gathered from the social media. That is very false. Many a times that is very false information, and very unnecessary photos and videos that we watch. So these things really affect our mind. And also there is a memory loss. The attention span is decreasing day by day. It is about 12 seconds now. 12 seconds is a very less attention span, because in the productive task that we have to do, 12 seconds is not enough. We have to focus on things like studies, like learning any skill, like doing any work. We have to focus for hours, and for half an hour, for 1 hour, and even for many hours in that skill, in that studies, so that we can succeed in that. But the attention span is decreasing, and so is the memory loss, and the brain power is also decreasing. So these were some of the ill effects of mobile addiction. Another thing is that the sleep quality is decreasing day by day, because of the ill effects of excessive information that we gather up through social media and mobile phone. And the quality of sleep is decreasing, so is the hours of sleep sometimes, uh, because because when we go to our bed, we go with our phone, and there we scroll some social media pages or some videos, and and this leads to a lot of destruction of time, and the time that is meant for sleeping is utilized not utilized but wasted in such activities like by scrolling with the another person's social media pages. So that is not very good. So these were the disadvantages, but we all are convinced, and we all are willing to get over this habit of excessive usage of mobile phone. So let us talk about some things that we can inculcate in our daily habits, or we can change our mindset uh, to eradicate this mobile phone addiction. So number one thing is that we can replace this addiction, because we have many times it is seen when people do not have a certain aim in life, then they tend to indulge in addictions like smoking, alcohol, and excessive usage of social media, etc. So we can have a goal statement. If we have a goal statement, then we will be very much focused to that. We will have a connect to that, that we have to achieve something, and slowly and steadily our mindset will change, and we will be moving and working towards our goal statement, and we will not be much busy in scrolling through social media and mobile phone. So this can be done. Another thing is that replacement of a habit by hobbies. We can build constructive hobbies like exercising, singing, dancing, and playing some music. We can and learning some sports. We can inculcate such hobbies and many others like art and crafts. We can also inculcate to eradicate this addiction, because these are constructive hobbies which sharpens our brain, which gives and if they are physical activities, then it gives us physical strength also. But the mobile phone addiction does not give us anything all, but um, and also it ruins our mentally and physically also. So we can inculcate some constructive hobbies. Second thing is that we can create some friction, these are some small points that we can take care of. So there are some friction in usage of mobile, so that we can apart we can make a distance from the mobile phone. One thing we can do is that we can make a very long passcode in our mobile phone, so that every time we hold our phone, and then there is certain friction, a few seconds will be taken to get into the mobile phone. So this will create a friction, and this will create lesser attraction towards mobile phone. The another thing that we can do to make the mobile phone less attractive is that we can enable the grayscale. We can turn the screen into black and white, and that is very helpful, because black and white things are obviously less attractive than colorful things. So we will not be very much indulged, and we will not be much attracted towards mobile phone, and hence we will have face of friction, and we will leave the habit slowly and steadily. Another thing is that uh, Another thing is that we can inculcate some habits like switching off the phones or keeping it away when we are doing some work, when we are studying. So that will help us to focus on our work or studies, and that will steadily increase our attention span also. Another thing is that we can turn off all the notifications, because notifications are a thing. When the mobile phone notification rang, then we are very curious, because it is a human tendency to be curious about such things. We are curious that what is it, what is the message, does someone liked our post or something like that. So we took our phone in our hands, and then we went into the endless cycle of scrolling, and using the social media, also using the mobile phone for other purposes which are not meant to be constructive in nature. So not turning off notification will also help. Third thing is that we can delete the unnecessary things. We can delete our accounts from the unnecessary platforms, because maintaining social media is good, but if a person is highly indulged in activities like studying, and he or she is doing very important things, then detachment from certain platforms is good. So we can uninstall many uninstall things, we can uninstall short video apps. We can uninstall the unnecessary social media from our phone, and such things will also help. we will if so this will and this will lead us to do the work that we are desired, that we are meant to do, because we have to discard the lower source of dopamine to the higher source of dopamine. And the fourth thing is that remind yourself again and again. We must remind ourselves again and again that that we are on the way of eradicating this mobile phone addiction. And for that we have to keep the track, because there are many apps available, and generally there are some inbuilt features also, from which we can measure the usage of different apps, the timings. We can note down that what are the times, what are the triggers that make us that makes us fall into the cycle of using mobile phone again and again. And by all these methods we can be certain that if we push ourselves, if we break those neural patterns, then we will be able to eradicate and win over this addiction of mobile phone. And at the end, I want to say that the mobile phone is a very good thing. We can learn a lot from it, but many times we fall into the addiction. We can learn endless number of things. There are many courses uh, by Ivy League universities like Stanford, but they are only having views about 5,000, 10,000. But there are some 1 minute 1 minute reels on a song that is not meant to be seen by everyone, and they are having views in millions. So it clearly indicates the human nature that we tend towards the pleasure seeking activities, the short term pleasures we seek. But if we hold on to our nerves, and we move towards educating ourselves, and earning from phones are also there, can be also be done through social media. We can also expand our network, and as network is net worth, also we can do some businesses online. So many good things can also be done, but we have to restrain ourselves from being caught in the endless cycle of social media, etc. So that was about mobile phone addiction. Thank you very much.